whenever they've been caught up in a fender bender. So contact the folks at Carnes Body and Paint Shop if your car winds up in an accident. Call 919-732-6611. That's 919-732-6611.
The Deer Pushers Association of America is a group dedicated to raise funds in support of educational programs, wildlife habitat enhancement and acquisition, and the preservation of the shooting sports and hunting tradition for future generations. They serve Northern Orange, Southern Person, and all of Central North Carolina. To learn more about the Deer Pushers Association of America, contact Skinny Laws or Seth King directly. The Deer Pushers Association of America, killing tomorrow's trophies today.
Count on the experts at Goss Pump Specialists for all your filtration system and well pump installation needs. Goss Pump Specialists has been serving Durham and surrounding areas for over 65 years. They install all types of well pumps and filters, including reverse osmosis systems. They also sell, install, and service a complete line of quality water softening and conditioning equipment, including chemical-free filters. Mention this ad, and you'll get $50 off your next project. Call Goss Pump Specialist at 919-477-3222. That's 919-477-3222. Or go online at GossWellPumpSpecialists.com.
At the end of last season, Northern Vance won at Cedar Ridge, and that really fired up the fan base, so much so they thought they were going to make the playoffs. They wound up falling a little bit short because they wound up losing out in a wild card bid, but the AD, the new AD and the new principal here at Northern Vance told the team that you told everybody who thought Northern Vance couldn't succeed at football, you gave them a good glass of shut the heck up. And at that time, it looked like that Northern Vance would make the playoffs. They fell a little bit shy of that, but the team had momentum coming into this year, and right now they are scoreless with Orange. Last week, this Northern Vance team was blown out by Southern Durham.
Yeah, you look at them, they got good athletes. They just don't have the subs.
No.
When a starter goes out, they don't have a guy that's just as good coming in. Their starters can play.
The old expression that Bobby Bowden had about winning 9 consecutive ACC championships, we didn't win those championships with players 1 through 25. We won them with players 26 through 50, and that's exactly what the case was with them. And that's really the case with a lot of teams. Northern Vance doesn't have a JV team. I think actually I'm not sure about that, actually. I don't think they do, though.
I don't think they do because the JV this week was going to play a makeup JV
right,
game.
But they wound up having to cancel that one, and unfortunately the game with Northwood also was canceled after a couple of rainouts, so the JVs are really scrambling for any activity they can get. Orange had more sustained drives in the first half, but we are scoreless here at the half in Henderson, as Orange will have the ball to start out the second half. This first half had a little bit of rain right in the middle part of the first quarter, and now that rain is starting to kick back up once again, ever so slightly, not nearly as vociferous and as driving as it was in the middle of the first quarter, which caused a few fans that there are on hand here tonight to scramble for cover. But soon that rain let up, and unfortunately, so did the Orange offense. Orange had 3 trips over the 50-yard line, but one drive ended in downs after a chop block penalty. And the Panthers now are trying to stave off an upset, very much like how they were on Monday night when they trailed for the first time at the half all season against Northwood. They were down in that game 3-0. Orange's defense bailed out the offense once again, long enough for the offense to get in gear. And Orange's offense wound up playing as well in the second half in terms of ball control as they have had all season. The Panthers wound up with, as we mentioned earlier, 19 first downs in that game, which was a season high. The previous high mark was 13 against Western Guilford. And Orange's defense and the ball control all the way around was so dominant that Northwood had 8 plays from scrimmage in the second half for 7 yards.
Oh, yeah, the second half was Orange's half. Hopefully we'll see that again tonight. And it looks like Ryan Sellers is back healthy.
Yep.
He's out on the kickoff return team. That's a good sign.
He's one of the upbacks here. Brooks Faulkner will kick off from right to left as we start the second half here tonight in Henderson. And what is a sparse gathering? Northern Vance pretty much making this their state championship. They are ineligible for the playoffs because of a fight that happened against Warren County in the second game of the season. In fact, those were the first 2 teams penalized by the State High School Athletic Association under that rule this year. Faulkner puts boot to ball, a good deep kickoff. It'll be taken at the 5-yard line, over the 10, to the 15, to the 20, with a head of steam, 25, to the 30, to the 35, over the 40, and down at the 43-yard line.
Chris Eubanks with a great run.
Chris Eubanks ran very confidently the other night.
That helps get everybody fired up.
Absolutely. And Chris took off like a bullet from the 1-yard line there for a 43-yard return. And Chris Eubanks has been a spark plug these past couple of games here.
It's nice to see him without the knee brace. You know, he injured that knee 2 years ago.
Yep.
Last year wore a knee brace. This year, no knee brace. Looks like it's making a difference.
And we'll see if Orange can do something here with that. After a 43-yard return, 1st and 10, Schmidt, handoff, and running to the right side. That is Peyton Wilson piling out over the left. No, it's Ryan Puckett, with a lot of room past the 45 over the 50. And just like that, Orange is into Northern Vance territory at the 48.
They need more of that. That's what they need.
Good blocking by that left side. Josh Smith-Breeden and Blake Taylor separated the defenders from the ball carrier.
You know, Blake doesn't get a lot of airtime, but he's a great blocker.
And to the outside, Beasley past the 35 to the 30, 25 to the 20, 15, and he is tugged down from behind in the red zone, and it's going to be a horse collar tackle from behind on Mervante Beasley.
2 flags. Another flag.
Got a flag a little further upfield. So Beasley was knocked out of bounds inside the 15, and it looks like a portion of this may be coming back. Let's see. Officials have a little bit to discuss here. Looked like the flag came down after the tackle for a horse collar. The tackle was made by Tavon Wimbush, the right cornerback. But there may have also been a penalty against Orange on the play. Orange has already broken into Northern Vance territory here.
And they're discussing again. All right, here we go.
Referees have had a lot of conferences tonight. Have a hold against Orange. It looks like it's going to be against one of the wide receivers. And then a horse collar foul. So all this is coming back. That's a very costly holding penalty.
Yes, it is.
Because you're talking about Orange knocking on the door.
Yeah, that would have been 1st and goal.
From about the 7. Instead, we're back at the 48 all over again, where it'll be a 2nd and 2. Of course, Northern Vance will point to the plays that ended the half where they could have easily had the ball back on a safety after a fumble by Peyton Wilson that went into the end zone and was ruled a touchback. All right, 2nd and 2 from the double wing. And Schmidt will hand it off. Beasley on the same play, running to the left, hit at the line here. And he's got the first down. Not the 40-yard gallop we saw just a moment ago, but it'll be enough to move the chains. 3 yards.
Yeah, this 73 kid playing nose for Northern Vance, he's pretty solid.
Yeah, I think the NC State linebackers coach might want to take a look at him, even though he's a defensive end.
Yeah.
Ball at the Northern Vance 45. Orange, again, trying to get some fluidity on offense here. A misdirection handoff. Beasley bounces outside on the left to the 40-yard line and will fight ahead into the second level. Rounded up at the 39, where he's taken down by Todd McCoon. But Beasley...
Beasley, he's a work in progress. He's still, this is his first time he's ever carried the ball this year. And he's learning, and he's picking it up quick. He's got great instincts, great speed, great power. He's just a bundle of muscle.
He's got 66 yards tonight on 10 carries. Now the ball to the 39 for a 2nd and 4. Another misdirection handoff, and Beasley is stacked up by navy blue and Vegas gold jerseys and goes down without gaining anything. Looked like pretty much the same play as the prior two, and That time, Northern Vance was wise to it. No gain. So 3rd down and 4 coming up for Orange.
I'm not sure what the referees are talking to somebody.
Loss of 1 on the play officially.
Here we go.
So it'll be 3rd and 5 from the 40.
Peyton in the eye here. Let's see what he do.
Peyton is dotting the I. Puckett is the fullback. Again, Northern Vance expecting run. They're putting 7 in the box, even though Orange has 3 wide receivers. Handoff. Wilson running to the left and explodes past the 35 over the 30. Peyton to the 25, carrying guys with him and giving him a ride down the field until he's finally taken down at the 18. Peyton Wilson was ready to go. The engine was
Mark Bavaro?
Yes.
That looked like that Mark Bavaro play where he was just carrying guys down near the end zone. Yep, we're old.
Yes, I know, but go back and look. This old Cleveland Browns game against the New York Giants is what he's talking about on Monday Night Football.
Google Mark Bavaro.
Yes.
New York Giants.
We'll be better off for it.
Yeah.
That was a 22-yard run for Peyton Wilson and a 1st down. That's his first run of the night. He's still in there. Dotting the I. He'll take the toss, sweep left, looking to turn the corner, gets to the 15. We've got a flag down.
Wow.
Had one thrown by the side judge, and then the head official came over and threw a flag as the play was in progress. So we might have 2 separate infractions against the Panthers here. We are scoreless with 9:07 remaining, but Orange has controlled this opening drive.
There's another flag on the out of bounds by the 1st down marker, the furthest one.
I think that will be picked up.
Oh, okay.
That might have been motion against Orange. Well, the referee actually put it right back down. It's a hold against Orange.
Okay.
It's going to nullify the play, and I think the side judge may have sensed the illegal procedure, but of course Northern Vance will take the 10-yard penalty as opposed to the 5-yard penalty. Ball is back to the 29, so the hold will make it 1st and 21. Orange has broken into the red zone for the first time tonight. They've crossed the 50 4 times, but this is the first time they managed to invade the 20 of Northern Vance.
You know, Jeff, what we're seeing here is what we've been seeing all year. The group that they have in, other than the offensive line, this is the group.
Yep.
This is the group they need.
This is Beasley as the tailback. Wilson as the wingback. Handoff. No, it's a play fake, and Schmidt's going to run to the right. Going to throw in the flat. Diving catch attempt incomplete. Looking for Ryan Puckett. It was a little bit wide of his range, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, that would have been a great catch if he had caught that. He had to lay out for that one.
So Orange as a team now 0 for 7 throwing the ball tonight. I'll make it 2nd and 21. And will this be another drive for Orange that falls victim to penalties? We'll have to see. One drive that was the most promising of the game thus far for the Panthers ended because of a chop block. Again, a double wing setup. Beasley will be in there with Wilson. Puckett will be the fullback on 2nd and 21. Schmidt will throw, looking, guns it over the middle, and the pass is dropped. No faulting Jackson Schmidt there. Bravante Beasley had that one right in his hands.
It was number 12. I'm not sure who that is.
Check that. That's Jalen Jones who was in there.
Okay.
So it was Jones who couldn't hold on. And
that may have been a touchdown. He didn't have anybody in front of him.
No. That was a great look that time. That play went exactly as designed. It was just a drop pass. Orange doing the things to keep an underdog in the contest in their stadium. Now it's 3rd and 21. And here's Schmidt. Sets up a pocket, and he is swarmed under. Flag is down, and down goes Schmidt. Back at the 33. So Schmidt goes down. See what the flag is about here. Hold is going to be called here against Orange. And, of course, that'll be declined. So the loss is of 4. And Orange will be forced. Well, what are they going to do here, actually? The ball's at the 33. It's 4th and 24.
Why did they move it back?
There was a sack on the play. So with 8:24 remaining, Orange is, it'll be interesting to see if Francisco McKinley can do a pooch punt. But Orange is going to go for it here on 4th and 24. 3 wide receivers. Fans into it here tonight, Henderson.
Fine, Peyton.
Here's Schmidt looking, sets up a screen, and the pass is caught by Beasley at the line of scrimmage. He tries to get past one man, but he can't, and he's going to be stacked up and dropped. And penalties do indeed kill this drive for Orange, which was their first